Warren Buffett and Palantir. Two names no one ever expected to say in the same sentence. But something big is happening. A $350 billion cash pile. This is getting out of control. And Palantir might be right at the center of it. But what is actually happening? And why am I being so excited? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. The whole market's still kind of a mess thanks to Trump's tariffs stirring things up again. And yeah, Palantir's caught in the storm like everyone else. No surprise there. But on the other side, analysts are giving their other info. They are basically saying that Palantir is slowly looking strong right now. And just like that, the hype is slowly starting to creep back in. Investors are giving Palantir another look, waiting for another entry. And here's where it gets wild. What if I told you that Palantir just made a move that could finally pull Warren Buffett into the AI game? Today, something massive happened. A wave of news just dropped. And if you connect the dots, it points to something that could completely change Palantir's future. Warren Buffett is sitting on $334 billion in cash, and Palantir might just be his next big play. That sounds like a stretch, right? Why would he be into a company like Palantir? How could that even make sense? Well, hold on. Because actually, this might not be the first time Buffett's quietly hovered around a play like this. He's been known to surprise people with unexpected moves, and this one? But how could this actually happen? Well, first things first, Palantir's not just sitting around. They've been out here showing off what their AI can actually do. Just recently, their official X account dropped a fresh video, and it's pretty eye-opening. It walks you through how their AIP, basically their AI platform, is being used in the real world right now. Not in theory, not in some lab, but like actually being used. The demo shows companies tapping into AIP to make decisions crazy fast. Stuff like handling procurement, managing logistics, even tackling risk, all automated and done in seconds. It's not just tech for tech's sake. It's useful, it's powerful, and it's being put to work across real industries. It totally changes how people see Palantir. They're not just that defense and government data company anymore. They're starting to look like a full-blown enterprise AI platform, something way bigger. And here's where it all started. The first reason that brought people's attention to Warren Buffett and Palantir was the following. The guy doesn't chase hype, and we know how big of a hype Palantir was back in 2024, but now it's transforming a bit. Buffett goes for companies with real-world utility, stuff that solves actual problems and sticks around for the long haul. And that's exactly what Palantir is starting to show. They're carving out a role in industries like insurance and manufacturing, places where solid operations matter. That's the kind of thing Buffett respects. Long-term value, a strong moat, and something that works. But this is just some thoughts. But we actually need more info about it. Some solid facts. And lately, there's been growing speculation swirling around something unusual. It started not too long ago. Whispers, posts, theories about Warren Buffett possibly eyeing Palantir. And no, this wasn't just wild internet noise. Palantir had recently revealed they partnered with a major US insurance company, using their AI to cut underwriting times from 2 weeks to just 3 hours. But here's the thing, they didn't name the company. That's when people started connecting the dots. What's one of the biggest insurance companies in the US? And the name of it is Geico. And more importantly, Geico is owned by Warren Buffett. This made a huge hype and a big wave of speculations back in 2024, and it didn't look like just another internet noise. And here's where things start getting really interesting. If Palantir was working with Geico behind the scenes, and Buffett caught wind of what Palantir's AI can actually do, well, let's just say the stock wouldn't stay quiet for long, especially when you consider this. At the time those rumors came out, Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway was already sitting on a massive $277 billion cash pile, fresh off a historic selling spree. But here's the part that's barely being talked about. That number? It's not going down. As of today, that war chest has grown to $350 billion, the largest in Buffett's lifetime. And when Warren Buffett builds that kind of firepower, you better believe he's planning to use it. So all those rumors and speculations, they're starting to feel like they could actually come true now. Now throw in the recent market crash, and it all starts to make sense. Buffett has been quietly stacking up cash, just waiting for a moment like this. It's like he was biding his time for the perfect opportunity, and it looks like this could be it. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Buffett's been selling stocks for over a year now, not buying much, and that's left his cash reserves higher than ever. around $334 billion by early 2025. This wasn't just some accident. There's a pattern here. In 2024, while everyone was jumping on the AI hype train, Buffett was trimming Berkshire's Apple stake, cutting ties with stocks like Snowflake, TSMC, and even Amazon, locking in those profits while others were diving in. Sound familiar? It's actually pretty similar to what he did before the 2008 financial crisis, when he held onto cash while the market was at its peak, then swooped in for massive deals when everything crashed. Like, remember how he put $5 billion into Goldman Sachs during the crisis? Or how he snatched up General Electric for $3 billion when it was in free fall? He also bought Burlington Northern Railroad in 2009 when everything was dirt cheap. So yeah, when Buffett has that much cash on hand, you can bet he's waiting for a moment like this to make his move. So the theory now starts to make much more sense. And the fact that he might go on a shopping spree soon is almost obvious at this point. But wait, why might Palantir be on his radar? This still doesn't quite make sense. Palantir is a crazy, volatile stock, and many big investors are being cautious about it. But here's the thing. Palantir is profitable now. Huge checkmark for Buffett. Plus, they're moving beyond just defense and picking up real-world wins, especially in insurance. Speaking of which, Geico, which is in the middle of a huge AI and data upgrade, could be exactly where Palantir comes in. Palantir just showed off how they've been helping an undisclosed insurance company cut underwriting times from 2 weeks to just a few hours. And with Geico potentially being that client? Well, that only makes the theory even juicier. And don't forget, Buffett's got some ties here. His company Berkshire used to own Snowflake, another tech company that's used for business intelligence. The guy who ran that deal, Todd Combs, is now the CEO of Geico. And Combs has shown he's down to bring new tech into the mix. With Geico lagging in the data game, it'd make a lot of sense for them to work with a company like Palantir, if not outright invest in it. So why now? The market's been shaky lately. Rates are high, tech stocks are dipping, and valuations are cooling off. Palantir's stock is down from its highs, even though the company is still expanding and doing well. And Buffett? He's all about buying when others are fearful. That's what happened in 2008. That's what happened in 2020. And now? It feels like we're back in that kind of moment. Buffett said it himself. He loves buying great companies at fair prices, especially when everyone else is running scared. Palantir checks a lot of those boxes. It's got a proven moat, it's profitable, and it's growing in a huge way. Maybe that theory of Buffett buying Palantir isn't so far-fetched after all. But wait, you might be thinking, why would Buffett want to buy into a company like Palantir when it's been affected by Trump's tariffs? And hey, that's a fair question. But here's the thing. One analyst stepped in with a pretty solid explanation, especially for the long term. He pointed out that, yeah, short-term bumps like tariffs might shake things up, but when you look at the big picture, it's not going to hold Palantir back. For starters, President Trump announced plans to expand the U.S. defense budget to $1 trillion, which is huge for Palantir. The company's been a key player in the defense world for a while now, and with that kind of budget boost, it's only going to get more important. And let's not forget, the AI revolution is just getting started. Palantir's right in the middle of that, serving as this critical infrastructure to make AI work, both for governments and businesses. In fact, startups are building on Palantir's platform, which just goes to show how embedded it is in the future of tech. Alex Karp, Palantir's CEO, and the team have been saying for a while now that Palantir is on track to become $1 trillion company. And every day, it seems more and more likely that even some of the biggest players, like Doge, could be using Palantir's tech. So, even with all the noise around tariffs and the market, Palantir is actually positioned to benefit from this stuff. Why? Because as companies deal with the effects of tariffs, the need for smart data and AI tools becomes even more crucial. Palantir helps businesses and governments make sense of complex data. And in a time like this, that's exactly the kind of thing they'll need. A year ago, even the most optimistic bulls probably didn't expect Palantir to reach where it's at now, hovering around that $40 mark, and then seeing some crazy swings, hitting highs and dipping back down. Nobody really knows where the stock's going in the short term. That's the thing with markets, right? But looking at the long term, it's starting to become clearer by the day where this company is headed, and it's a pretty solid trajectory. Now, when you connect all this back to Buffett, it makes even more sense. The guy's a long-term thinker, and while short-term stuff might cause some chaos, Buffett has shown time and time again that he's all about investing in the companies that are built for the future. And with Palantir positioned in the heart of the AI revolution, government contracts, and a growing list of industries relying on its tech, it's easy to see how this could fit perfectly into Buffett's playbook. Still just a speculation at this point, with no confirmation. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money, so don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.